Malone was an American radio broadcaster. He was born on May 18, 1908 in Colorado Springs, Colorado, died October 20th, 1989 in Stamford, Connecticut. His education was William Jewell College. Now some of his books included Should Old Acquaintance, 2013, The Tapestry Maker, 1971, American Pilgrimage, 1972. Now, Ted Malone Star is for the category radio, located at 1628 Vine Street. He was an American radio broadcaster. He became interested in oral performance when he attended high school in Missouri. He was also a champion debater in college and graduated from William Jewell College in 1928. Malone had a long career in radio as a storyteller and reader of poetry. He was one of the few broadcast interpretations recorded in the history of radio. His radio programs spanning 3 decades on local stations and national networks perhaps best represented both the initiation and the prime broadcast interpretation.
Ted Malone.
Now, Ted Malone was born on May 18, 1908 and died October 20, 1989. He is born in Spring, Alton, Warsaw, the son of a grocer, and was an American radio broadcaster. Malone was born in Colorado Springs, son of Frank Arthur Russell and Grace Ora Gunter Russell.
Ted Malone.
His father was a minister. He became interested in oral performance when he attended high school in Missouri. He was a debater in college and graduated from William Jewell College in 1928.
Ted Malone.
He was an excellent storyteller and reader of poetry. Malone's broadcasting style was a style of friendly neighbor dropping by chat. He was one of the broadcast interpreters recorded in the history of radio. Malone had a career in radio for more than 40 years.
Ted Malone.
Malone's Between the Bookends program was broadcast on CBS Radio Network beginning in 1935 and presented 2 to 5 times a week for 30 years. During the first year of broadcast, Newsweek reported that the program had received more fan mail than any other network sustaining program. Malone actively sought poetry contributions from his listeners. He published the works in a regular anthology, Ted Malone's Housekeeping. When he was a poetry editor between 1940 and 1944, Malone was popular enough to be called the voice of poetry by the Library of Congress. When Between the Bookends show was in danger of cancellation, the fans of the program were able to convince the network to keep the show on the air. He was an organist in the early days of that program with Hugh Studenbaker, Andy McKay, and associate producers Ernie Kovacs. Said the program inspired Kovacs to create his own. Percy Dunser's popularity increased. Malone began writing for other programs and soon became a production manager, production director at the radio station. During World War II, Malone began to do other types of broadcasts, such as variety shows and quiz shows, and went overseas to broadcast as a war correspondent, providing human interest, soldier stories, and listeners. By 1957, Malone was established his own company, Ted Malone Productions. The firm offered production and consultation for radio, television, film industry. Malone partially retired in the 1970s. There you go. Hollywood Says, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe.